Only your silence will destroy their ego. Now, before we go deeper to understand why being silent allows people to be destroyed in an egotistical way, let's first understand that you going silent kills someone else's ego because your existence and your reaction to her behavior, to her interaction with you, to her disrespect, when you react and act in a specific way because she is acting in a certain way, it raises their ego. They were relying on you to boost their ego in a subconscious mind that they are not aware of. They can only get an ego when you are around. Again, that is their coping mechanism. Once you react as Isaac towards Hannah, because she acted in a certain way and she was disrespectful, this equals to you confirming to her coping mechanism everything that you have right now in your life. Again, everything that you have right now in your life, what you like, what you don't like, is because you manifested that and it happened. What you have, it's just what you deserve. It doesn't matter. The lady that you have attracted in your life, the lady that you want, that lady, you deserve her. And that is what you attracted. And we attract who we are. Again, we don't attract our opposite. We attract who we are, and it's by the pattern and the behavior that are in those people. It doesn't matter if you don't like their behavior, but there is a pattern that exists in them, and that pattern also exists in you, but you are in denial. And the first thing is to accept that. Okay, how can you analyze your past? Let me talk about my ex-boyfriend, right? At first, when I fully decided to walk away, or maybe he walked away from me, who knows? Okay? I thought he is narcissistic. He's a bad guy. He is toxic, right? It can make me feel good. But later on, I came to realize in that moment, when we were dating most of the time, he was consistently talking to this lady, his ex. Not directly, but indirectly, I can see him and he can tell me how the girl was still calling him, right? Like she is still in love with him. Only later on to understand that he was just in a relationship with me because he hasn't fully healed. And in this moment, because he hasn't fully healed, he needed someone who can be there. When you want someone who can be there, it means your values are different. You will concentrate on your life. You will do certain things. You will just want to work as far as someone is there. The same to me. He was the guy I was really in love with, but I just wanted him to be there again. I also just wanted him to be there because I loved him. He never needed to carry any of the load. Again, he never needed to carry any of the load. And I could go work, and sometimes I could send him money. You understand? He never needed to send me money. He was my first guy. He broke my virginity, yes. So, I was busy, and as far as he was there, I was okay. You understand that? The same thing is in him. He just needed a lady who can be there because he hasn't dealt with his own shit. So the fact is, we all have the same values. We all need someone who can just be there, and we don't pay attention to that. We attract who we are. Again, we attract who we are. It doesn't matter if she's toxic. That is who you are. How you define her, and you don't want to let her go in a specific lens, that is how she also wants you in a different specific lens. But the frequency is the same because that is the energy. The energy you have, the energy she has, it's the same. You might feel insecure. She also feels insecure, but her motive or her perspective of reality is different, but the frequency is the same. And that is the one thing to understand. Like you say, oh, she's dating this guy, but he is not her type. No, he is her type. think that he's not even her type, but he is her type, and you are her type, and she is your type. That's just a fact. And you must understand that you attract who you are. Again, you attract who you are. How they see the world, perceive the world, understand the world, they have a specific frequency. And that frequency is your frequency. That is why both of you are attracting each other. There are two conditions that exist. It is a mental condition that breeds conflict. The one condition that men operate on, it is the condition of hoping or trying hard. When making a move on any lady, and the condition that exists in a woman's mental state, which is the humankind's brain, and not her brain, because this is a consciousness that exists. It is playing hard or expecting you to try hard. For Hannah, she can only exist on this condition depending on her mental condition. She can only exist on this condition depending on her mental condition. You can only exist on this condition depending on your mental condition. Now, when Hannah rejects you, if her mental condition is playing hard to get, then after your silence, it will have an impact on her mental condition. Because it has an impact, she will need to act nice, not because she wants you, but she wants to confirm her memory of the condition that exists in her mental state. After your silence, it doesn't equal that you must reciprocate. If she never gave you a chance, then she doesn't want you. And that is just what it is. And it's not about you, it's about her not wanting the feelings that both of you will create when you have a relationship. When you try hard, you are only existing on this condition based upon your mental condition. And your mental condition, you know it. So if you try hard, then it means your mental condition is hoping and trying hard. And this condition, it is in control of you because you think when you try hard, you will get a feedback from Hannah. But this only breeds what? It breeds conflict. Why? When you try hard, you expect her to give you a return. When she doesn't give you a return, you will feel sad, disappointed, disgusted. You will blame yourself, and that is the conflict. And now this conflict is consistently present because it is a problem that exists in your brain. But when you apply now silence after she rejected you, then your mental condition isn't about hoping or trying hard, which equals to her feeling triggered because she also has a mental condition. And most women, they react and respond to you because they are responding and acting upon to how their mental condition exists in a specific way, because that is what exists in their reality. That is how they want to confirm their pattern. It's not a confirmation that they want to have a serious relationship with you. Most of the time, you also want to confirm your pattern. Because after trying hard and she gave you a chance, this won't solve your conflict. When you apply silence, the pattern that exists, the memory that exists in her brain that a man must try a little bit hard, isn't being confirmed by you, Isaac. And now that there is uncertainty to the known, and the known is a man must try hard, now there is conflict. And because there is conflict, she will act in a specific way to solve the conflict because you never tried hard, but you went silent. Now she is going to respond or act in a specific way because she is acting to the outside world to solve a conflict that she created in her mental condition. That is why even after responding and you having a relationship with her, it won't solve this mental condition. But it just confirms that men are supposed to try a little bit hard. And this is a pattern that exists in her brain. But it doesn't equal that she genuinely has raw desire for you. Because raw desire means she lacks a mental condition. Now, when you make a move on Hannah Isaac, I want you to understand one thing. The law of polarity. The law of polarity on the universe means for balance within universe, there must be positive and negative, okay? For balance within universe, there must be positive and negative. Two sides have to exist for the universe to have balance, and you choose which side to experience. And one cannot work without the other. Positive cannot work without negative, and negative cannot work without positive, and that is a fact. So when Hannah rejects you at this very moment, she's not rejecting you because of you. She is rejecting you because she is conforming to a specific pattern in her brain, and that is the pattern she decided to choose because it's a pattern that it is either negative or positive, depending on how she wants her reality to work. If rejecting you sends a specific reaction to confirm her memory, then she is operating on a specific frequency, and that frequency it's either a wave that is higher or a wave that is lower. And if the wave is lower, then she is operating from an egotistical wave. And an egotistical wave, it means she is being led by a wave that isn't the same as your wave, and you are operating on a higher wave. And when you are operating on a higher wave, you can never attract the opposite side because the frequency is different. And this is an advantage to you because the universe is working on your side again. It means this is an advantage to you, Isaac, because you never knew that she is operating on an egotistical wave. But once she rejects you, then you know she is operating on an egotistical wave. And the universe is doing you a favor and communicating to you that her wave and your wave, it cannot work because your wave is higher and you are operating from a higher self, which is enlightenment. And the universe is working on your favor again. When a lady rejects you, it is a confirmation that the universe is working on your favor, and she is never your type because she is operating from a different frequency, and her mental condition, it is distorted. And she is operating on a specific condition that she will never change. Even reciprocating, it's just a confirmation to her mental condition. It is not a confirmation that she wants a relationship to work. So even when you entertain her, you must also be aware of that and know that the what is doesn't equal that she is genuinely in love with me, which equals to you giving her silence. Now, the silence is the only definition of what you deserve, and if she really deserves you, because she will be also operating on a specific wave, and she cannot pretend. Even when she will pretend to operate on a specific frequency, the pretense won't last. And this is her world, and you can never change her. And the negative that exists, it just exists. Hannah rejecting you, it just exists for you to know that the positive that is in you cannot be shared with Hannah. Now she will have a negative energy, and this negative energy will trigger her to need a positive energy. And the positive energy is the wave that you are operating on. That's why you don't need to reciprocate. You tried the first time, the second time, your silence will just kill her because of her mental condition, and it is not a confirmation that she wants you. She is also suffering in silence, and until she deals with her mental condition, even when she craves some energy from you because your reciprocation will confirm her mental condition, it doesn't equal to you guys having a relationship unless you are also operating from a logistical state, which you are reacting to the outside world when you are supposed to operate on a higher self. And reacting to the outside world equals to you not operating on a balanced energy, which now allows the universe to always be against you, and you will think the universe is against you. No, the universe is only reacting and responding to the energy that you are feeding it. Again, the universe is responding and reacting to the energy you are giving it. And when you are operating from a logistical state whereby you are reacting to the outside world because she rejected you, then the silence has no influence on your state of being, and it's not enlightening you. And this equals to control from women. So when the silence is killing her and then she wants a relationship, it's not a confirmation that she wants a relationship, but it is a mental condition. Even when the universe is trying to show her what the real world is, the mental condition has to be dealt with by her. The mental condition has to be dealt with by her. Her reality hasn't really changed, and that is a fact. You say, I am cheating on my wife, I am cheating on my girlfriend. She can't find out, or she will never find out, right? And you can do it so well. That is your frequency. There are other things that she is doing and she can't tell you. She will never tell you because she can do them so well. And that is who you are. That is who she is, because we attract who we are. That is just a fact. I don't believe in the law of you attract your opposite. No. When we understand the law of the universe and your frequency, your vibrational energy, it's the same. The motives might be different, but the frequency is the same. And you have to be aware of that. That is why I tell you in the psychological world that stop analyzing people with an ego. Stop analyzing someone with a judgment. When you analyze him, or you analyze her, or you analyze your past, or you analyze your parents, or you analyze anyone who has ever been in your life with a judgment, that is who you are. Like there is some part of you inside yourself that you haven't fully dealt with. Again, you might say, but he is toxic, she is the nice lady, they are in a relationship. It is the frequency. The vibrational frequency is what equals to them attracting each other. Again, the vibrational frequency and how they define reality is what equals to them attracting each other. And the frequency is what matters the most when it comes to the universe. It has nothing to do with you are a good person. It has everything to do with your frequency. If you are consistently judging yourself, something small, you feel disappointed, you feel bad because things happen in a specific way, always consistently on you in a bad way. That frequency allows you to attract that person that you label toxic. She has the same frequency you have. You've been a good guy consistently trying to get a good woman, right? But now being a good guy doesn't equal to attracting a good woman. How does being a good guy equals to you attracting a good woman? That expectation breeds toxicity. So you attract the other person who has a negative vibrational frequency, which has an impact on you, but her frequency is your frequency. The energy she has and the energy you have, it is the same frequency. Does she not understand? Does she not see how this guy is treating her? I mean, he's just a toxic guy, yeah. That vibration of frequency exists in her. She just isn't aware of that. You are also not aware of that. And we are continuously evolving, okay? How he evolves and how she evolves is what will keep you or what will separate you. That is just a fact. Because nothing is lasting in the psychological world. When you go silent, it equals to you having a specific frequency. You are doing this to create your own reality and to expect nothing from the other person. That equals to them consistently wanting to understand, because your frequency and her frequency is different. She has a negative impact towards her frequency and she wants to maintain her frequency. And maintaining her frequency means you need to have the same frequency. Now this allows her to pay attention to you. Not because she really wants you or she is trying to fix everything, but she wants your frequency to be the same as her frequency, because that equals to certainty. And when there is uncertainty, we don't like that, and it kills her ego. But it is a feedback loop. It is a feedback loop. She can consistently please you if your frequency doesn't come back because she is confusing you. but you know what reality is to your own definition of reality. Because the fact is, even when you try to change to convince her or to tell her act in a certain way, she won't act in a certain way because the frequency in her hasn't changed and she wants to maintain that frequency. She can only maintain that frequency when she is either pleasing you or you are either raising her coping mechanism, which is the ego that exists in her. But you are doing that subconsciously because you are also trying to maintain your frequency. And you think maybe she is disrespectful. And she is, you are right, because being disrespectful maintains her frequency. And maybe that also maintains your frequency and you're not aware of that. You try hard to please her, give her everything, try to provide, because providing maybe might give you a perception or a specific understanding that it will equal to her committing. Even when she won't commit, as far as you have that perception, you have that belief, now you are doing that to get that in return. And both of you are in a specific frequency. When you are in a different frequency, someone in that relationship is pleasing the other one too much. But when you are on the same frequency, either way, both of you are fulfilling each other. It doesn't matter if you are toxic or she is toxic. You are fulfilling each other, but you are not aware of that. But when the frequencies are different, someone is pleasing the other. Someone already has the upper hand in that relationship. Because having a different vibrational frequency equals to the other person getting triggered, and they will want to maintain their frequency or to cope up with a specific frequency, that frequency confirms a specific perception of how they define that reality. And now they will want to cope up with that frequency, so they will have to adjust their frequency. And they do that subconsciously because what matters to them is the perception of what reality is to their own understanding. And that reality must make them feel safe or feel like the known still exists. The power of silence is to allow you to understand that you are understanding the reality in your own lens. And you are creating your reality on how you want to see it, understand it, and how you want things to work on your own reality. But you don't do that with an expectation. You do that with understanding with the what is as the reality, and you and the what is one. Again, you and the what is one. There is no observer in the what is. There is only what is. Your brain and the what is must be one. Once you try to have a relationship with the what is, you start to observe. You are now analyzing. When you analyze, you are applying silence with an expectation. But the silence and you must be one. You are not supposed to be in a state of, I am applying silence because I want this in return. Even when it kills the ego. You are trying to be free from this perception of reality that doesn't exist, from this illusion. If you apply silence and you expect her to change, you are sitting in a negative mindset. You are consistently going to experience negativity in your life because that is what you're trying to attract. That is a fact. That is the universe you are choosing to experience. So you don't ignore or apply silence because you expect a specific reaction from them. But you are choosing your own definition of reality. And this will lead to her wanting you and the ego that you are feeding them, because your existence and your reaction was feeding her ego. She consistently lives in an illusion, in a perception that maybe she is high value even when she's not. But that is just a coping mechanism that she has created in her subconscious mind, and it's a pattern that she has been relying on. So you can't fully change her. But now having silence will have a specific impact on her pattern because you are not serving her ego. At this point, she is in a moment of craving. She wants that attention. She wants you to serve her ego. You have your own definition of reality. Now the ego is slowly dying. When it's slowly dying, it's killing a pattern in her behavior in her subconscious mind, and she will need a specific pattern in her subconscious mind for her to have a specific frequency and how she defines a reality. That pattern might be toxic on who you are. And that pattern can also be good to define what you want in your life depending on who you are. And who you are is your subconscious reality. When she pleases you, it doesn't equal to she is now a good person. No. It just equals to she's trying to cope up with her frequency, because she is also injecting a specific pattern to give her a specific definition of her reality that she is creating in her own perception of what reality is. And it has nothing to do with you ignoring her. When you start to reciprocate again, the ego will go up. But when you do this again, you are again in a specific pattern, and you are putting yourself in that pattern. Welcome on board. Let's go direct to the drawing board.